Welcome to this section of our What's New in 2024 for SOLIDWORKS. My name is Ed Hawkins, and over the next few minutes I'll take you through some of the improvements to visualize in SOLIDWORKS 2024. Beginning with the fundamental building blocks of photo rendering, the appearance format has been exchanged for an all-new DSPBR model. With the goal of flexibility and consistency, this format is in line with industry standards and will become a universal format for communicating appearance data across products. A reorganized library provides all appearances in the new format, ready to download, drag and drop. Appearances will be organized into their own subsets with only the applicable settings shown. However, each material is built on the full enterprise shading model, which has controls to make complex and nuanced appearances. But that doesn't mean that the DSPBR format is hard to use. Quality renderings are most often achieved by making use of image texture maps, and the DSPBR format is well suited to this style of workflow. Single texture maps can be simply dragged from Windows Explorer onto the appearance and pointed to a map slot. If multiple maps are selected, the format will reference common naming conventions and auto-load all maps into the correct slots for instant appearance setup. Alternatively, textures can be simply added one by selecting the map slot and choosing the appropriate file. Full control over textures and mapping is of course still present, with the addition of some delighters, such as a simplified tint tool and basic image manipulation tools that allow for fine-tuning of textures on the fly. Setting up your scene can be one of the more time-consuming parts of the rendering process. Visualize 2024 dramatically reduces this time with a revised manipulator. The new manipulator looks similar but offers a much cleaner experience. The manipulator now highlights each control, making it more clear which action you're about to take. The scale tool is now fully integrated, so the manipulator will now accommodate translate in all directions, scale in each direction as well as all directions, move in any planar direction, and rotate on any axis. The manipulator also now has a hidden trick up its sleeve. You can now activate and control the manipulator through the keyboard. Translate, rotate and scale can be launched with G, R and E on the keyboard, which can of course be customized. Beyond that, each mode can be restricted to X, Y and Z axis with a tap on the keyboard. For example, G followed by Z will move a selection only in the global Z axis. This makes for incredibly quick and accurate movements, especially when there are multiple items to move. Planar moves can be accessed by removing the undesired axis with Shift. G-Shift-Z, for example, moves the selection in the XY plane. Even more powerfully, a local axis can be activated by double tapping each axis when the selection is not aligned with the global axis. The local Z axis is still accessible even when the group is rotated with a second tap of the Z key. Several interface elements have received a facelift for 2024, but the output wizard is one of the most used tools in day-to-day work. With convenient options like customizable presets for commonly used settings to cleaned up tabs that only provide the necessary information. Control over configurations, multiple cameras and model sets is now as simple as selecting the desired outputs from the drop-downs. More complex outputs such as interactive renderings have been simplified as well. Animation frames can now be used as interactive inputs, which opens up all kinds of creative options for interactive playback. Interactive outputs can now even be previewed right within the output viewer, as well as exported for playback in 3D Swim on the 3D Experience platform. Sunlight environments can now be added to see how products will look at a real time and place. The sunlight environment provides an updated compass rose so that north can be set manually or by selection on the model, a drop down for position or coordinates can be simply pasted in, a time of day adjustment and much more. An updated animation wizard now includes controls to quickly and easily set up animations of a product throughout a day or throughout a span of time. So we've seen the appearance model updates, a brand new manipulator, some streamlined interface updates, and finally we took a look at the sun and sky improvements. With Visualize 2024, it's easier and faster than ever before to make your products look great with SOLIDWORKS. Thanks very much for watching, and look out for our next video on what's new in PDM in SOLIDWORKS 2024.